Hello, everyone. If you are someone who's looking to get themselves certified as an Agile PMI, then this is a video that explains what are the requirements you need in order to get the ACP certification and also how to go about with the process of applying for it. So let's look into what is an Agile certified practitioner or an ACP as it's called in the short form. This is basically a certification for any person who is practicing Agile methods in their day to day workplace or a person who is also trying to get into the Agile world. The ACP certification is offered by PMI. You have other certifications out there like a disciplined agile or even agile practitioner, which is offered by other institutes. But as far as PMI concerned, they offer only one certification, and that is called as the ACP one. Now, the question is who should take it? If you are a project manager, a project coordinator, a scrum master, somebody, a project lead, anybody who uses agile in any form or method in any of their projects, then this is definitely a certification that you should be looking to pursue. Now, this is a question I have been asked a lot of times, and that is, I don't belong to the IT field. So, should I be looking into myself being agile certified? And the answer is yes. The main reason is Agile is finding its implementation in various fields right now, be it construction, manufacturing, process. That's possibly one of the main reasons, if you look, why the PMI has put 50% weightage to Agile in its new format. Even PMI has acknowledged that Agile is the way of moving your project forward, and that's what's going to be implemented at a very large scale in the project management world. So do not think twice if you don't belong to the IT field, and don't think that agile is just limited to the IT field. It has actually started finding its way in almost all the other sectors in the world. Now, where can you take the certification? Before the COVID, you had to actually go to a Prometric center, find an available date out there, and schedule your exam. But now you can even take your certification online. They are offered in five languages, that's English, Arabic, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, and Spanish. Now, let's look at what is involved in this exam and how to go about studying for it. So you'll know that Agile is the questions are made up of 120 multiple choice questions. You will be scored from one for 100 of them, and the rest 20 of those questions are just test questions. The duration of the exam is roughly 3 hours, and 15 minutes is actually kept for the tutorials of reserved for the tutorials in the exam. So it will actually 15 minutes will be a training of where is the next button, where is the finish button, how to go back and review a question that you have basically not answered, or maybe you want to go back and revisit it and rethink about your answer. So 15 minutes will be just practice about all the buttons that you'll be introduced to in the exam. You have an optional 15 minutes break that you can take during the exam, but the clock will keep ticking. So you'll actually lose out on those 15 minutes of attempting questions if you opt for the break. The answers are multiple choice with only one correct answer. So, this is a good thing. Unlike the latest schedule of the PMP exam, where you will have multiple questions, where two or more answers can be right, where you have matching them, where you have fill in the blanks, graphs, those kind of questions are not there in ACP. In ACP, you have just four choices that are given to you, out of which one will be the correct answer, and you will have to identify the correct answer. There is no negative points also in this exam, and the results are notified to you immediately of whether you passed or failed by the end of the exam. Now, what is the prerequisites that is required for the exam? One is you need a secondary degree. You need to have 21 hours of contact educational hours from an REP institute, which has to be under the Agile program. Then you need 12 months of general project management. So, mind you, the 12 months need not be Agile project management, it can be a general project management experience within the 5 years of your application. If you're already a PMP certified or a program management certified, then this 12 months of general project management is overlooked. So it's either a 12 month of general project management or a PMP or a PGMP. And then what you need is 8 months of agile experience within the past 5 years. So you need 8 months in which you have shown that there are projects where you have implemented those agile methodologies in trying to make it successful. After you've gained the certification, you have to have 60 PDUs every 3 years to maintain your certificate. So this is the same as the PMP. Even in PMP, every 3 years, if you want to renew it, you need to have 60 PDUs that are accumulated over the 3 years, which you use for your recertification. So it's exactly the same method as that of PMP. Now, what is the exam fees? If you are a member, then your exam fees is 435 USD. For non-members, it's 495 USD. Now, if you become a PMI member, is around 165 USD. So this is also something I tell a lot to my students. If it you get from being a PMI member is that yes, you are paying that probably $60 of benefit that you get from being a member and a non-member, but the other benefits you get is you get access to training material, even for books like the PMI PIMBOK book or the ACP books. If you want to download them, you can download an e-version of it free if you are a member. And in case if you don't pass your exam the first time, even for the second time and the third time, if you calculate the fees, it's much cheaper for you. So I would definitely suggest to go ahead, pay that $165 and become a member, because you will realize as you go along that there are much more benefits that you get by paying that 165 rather than just paying that $60 premium out here. Now let's look into the other sector, that is the domains. So you'll see that there are typically 7 domains that you will be tested on Agile. The first one is your Agile principles and mindset. Sorry, Agile principles and mindset. So roughly you get around 20% questions from there. Then the other one is the value driven delivery. Your questions will be 24. Stakeholder engagement, you can expect around 20 questions. Team performance, you can expect 20 questions. Adaptive planning, that's another 14 questions. Problem detection and resolution, which will be 12, and continuous improvement, which is 10. So if you actually sum this up, this will come to 120 questions. Now, what is the exam application process? If you are someone who has already applied for the PMP or even the PBA or any of the other PMI, you will come to know that the application process is exactly the same. You log into pmi.org, fill in your application, submit it to PMI. They will respond to you back after a few days saying that your application has been approved. Proceed to the payment. Once you pay your fees, your application may or may not get audited, and once you have cleared the auditing round also, you are free to go ahead and schedule your exam. Now, because of COVID, these exams are online also. So you can go ahead and schedule it and at an appropriate date online or at a Prometric center near you. Now, what are the books I would recommend? The PMI book over here, the Agile Practice Guide, you can download it for free if you are a PMI member from the PMI website. So that's also one more reason why I encourage you to take up this membership. Or you'll have to purchase this book. The other book that has very excellent is the PMI ACP Exam Prep. This is one of the best books I have found in the market that really covers all the concepts of ACP from the details. And I would say with just these two books, you can definitely pass your ACP exam in the very first attempt, and that too with flying colors. I hope I was able to give you a concise result on how to go ahead and apply for the ACP exam. With that said, happy studying.